Hey, good people. Ooh, I gotta shave. Well, not right now. Okay. 2025 Squier Affinity Telecaster. It was on clearance. I cannot return it. I had to commit to this one, so that's alright. Because when I played this in the store Guitar Center, she sings. For me. I'll explain that in a second. Actually, you know what? I'll explain that now. Well, no, I won't. I have to specs, you know. Okay, so what do we got here? Poplar body, maple neck, which is a true one piece. It is not a two piece. No stripe on the back. Oh, notice the belly cut. More comfortable compared to that plank o wood typical Telecaster shape. I didn't notice this. You might in the video previous to this one, by the way. I've got you see me playing it, a whole sound demo and all that. This right here, I noticed this in the video. I didn't. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah, right there. I thought it was a crack in the wood for a second. It's not. It's just a little. It's a wood grain. Oh god, that light. Sorry. Just a wood grain thing. Definitely not a crack or a scooge or whatever you want to call it. No, it's fine. Like, Oh, and as you can tell, I haven't even de-stickered it yet. Gave a little crank of the truss rod, just like a quarter turn. Adjusted the saddles. And she's good. She's good. Although, yeah, I have to change the strings. This is just the stock 9 gauge that comes with it. Okay. So, right, poplar body, one piece maple neck. The slotted tuners on top, but it's got the nut here, which is nice. One string tree, which I prefer over two. That's nice. This is not in Indonesia. This is a China guitar. I have good luck with those. Crafted in China is what it says on the back. Designed and backed by Fender. The big F. Yes. And unlike the standard Fender Stratocaster or standard Fender Telecaster, this actually has a signed bolt plate, neck plate, whatever you want to call that. So, all right. The electronics for almost. Actually, I'm almost there. Okay. Let's see if I can show this. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Knurled control knobs with set screw. It's nice. It's just nice to have. So if you have to take this off, clean the pots, if you will. Yeah, easy, good. I like that. I also like the fact that these are block saddles. See, it's a block. It's not bent steel. I hate the bent steel saddles. Never liked those. Yeah, now I can talk about the pickups. The reason this is good for me, and I didn't realize this until I got this back here and looked up the spec. I didn't even look up the specs before getting this. I just saw it. It was on clearance. Like, okay. Ceramic magnet pickups. I have a thing for ceramic magnets because of my original 1989 Squier 2, which has ceramic. When I've done Alnico pickups, doesn't matter if they're 3s or 5s. Although one of my favorites is the Humbucker Alnico 2. in Les Paul. That's nice. I like that pickup a lot. But anyway, so I'm single coil guy, right? Yeah, I might as well mention it. The Yamaha, that's out. Got rid of it. Back to Squier. I thought I was done with Squier. I'm not. Now I have this. So the sound of this thing, yeah. For me, for my ear, yeah. I just like it's a ratty sound. I call it a ratty tone. And I dig it. Now, here's an interesting thing about this is that the poles on the bridge side, I don't know what they are under the cover here, I haven't checked yet. But the poles here are flat, which is like a 19. Now, if you didn't know, the original Telecasters, the Fender ones from the really early 50s, did not have staggered poles. They had all flat pole. So, but they weren't ceramic, obviously. They were they Alnico? I don't know my vintage Fenders very well, but anyway, I know they were flat pole. That I do know. This is also flat, but it has a nice even response across the strings, so good. No ashtray bridge on this one. This is just a flat bridge, which is okay. It's my preferred blend of vintage and modern. And I showed the back of it, but yeah, this is a string through. This is not a top load. Can this top load? No, this cannot top load. This is string through only. This cut right here, this cut really makes a big difference sitting down with this thing and like right there. Doesn't matter what your weight is, whether you're skinny like me or whether you're a big guy. Yeah, standing or sitting, this is just nice. On this particular Affinity, I like that the neck has some actual shoulder to it. It's not one of those skinny necks. This is why I do not own a Classic Vibe. I like Classic Vibes. I do. They're great guitars. But skinny necked. Okay, you know what? I haven't played one in a few years. Maybe the profile has changed now and they're a little skinnier, but this one has some shoulder to it. So it's C-shaped. Yeah, absolutely C-shaped. But it's just nice, and it's got that. You'll notice that this is not. There's no gloss urethane. It's satin urethane, front and back. So smooth. No fret sprout. Yeah, nice. No bad frets either. At least not that I can tell. This butter, okay, you know what? I'm seeing this on my phone right now. This is it's a butterscotch blonde, obviously, but it's not as bright as it looks right now. I can tell just looking at my phone. No, this is what I call muted a bit. And maybe that's why no one's really buying them. It's not like butterscotch is kind of a weird color because how it looks really depends on the wood type. Like you can see wood coming through. Can you see that? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you can see where the joint is right there. Okay, so butterscotch on a lot of Telecasters is not solid. It's mostly solid, but it's not transparent, just a little transparent. So the wood, oh yeah, you can see it on the back. Kind of like right around here. Yeah. So the wood used really does affect the color a lot. And for this poplar body, I like it. It's kind of, you know what it's like? It's like TV yellow, like the way Epiphone, not the way Gibson does it, the way Epiphone does it, where it's kind of this muted-ish, not exactly candy color. Or can you do a candy yellow? No, well, no, candy would be metal flake. Get muted. That's really the only way I can describe it. And I know that this is looking more yellow on camera than in real life. You'll have to see it. You have to see it. Would you be disappointed with it? Well, I'm not. I don't think so. But if you're looking for a really one that pops, a butterscotch. Well, okay, the one that pops the most is of course the nitro finish. You know, you got to go Fender for that. If you really want a butterscotch that, oh yeah, pop and color, only Fender can do that because Squier doesn't do nitro. This is polyurethane, of course. So you got satin urethane here, poly over here. Okay. Although, oh wait, I have to back up a little bit. There is gloss urethane. There you go. You see it? Yeah. There's gloss only on the front of the headstock. Everywhere else, including the back of the headstock, is satin. So here, all here and back is satin, and then a gloss only on the front. And yeah, note the Telecaster logo, 70s style, or technically late 60s, very late 60s, early 70s, which I like. The current Affinity line is patterning itself after that era. I have no complaints about that. That's cool in my book. This is the first Telecaster I've ever used where the neck pickup is actually usable. You may have heard some people, Greg Koch is one of them, who will describe a good neck pickup Telecaster tone as squishy. This has that. Vintagey, you know. Works really well for the middle position too. Especially if you pluck and snap. Oh, and speaking of which, okay. This matters to some guys. Body vibration. Okay, what's the body vibration like? Fair? If you take a full-bodied chord like just a standard E major. Now you hear the projection in the front. Yeah, it will project acoustically. But does that translate to the body where you feel the vibration as it's touching you? Yes. Ish. I notice that I feel it. Yeah, I feel it more with barred chords up the neck. That does affect the vibration. Of course, it affects the vibration, but for open chords like, you know, G maj, you'll feel it. But if you're looking for a really prominent vibration, no. I mean, what can you expect from this, really? You know, this is a mid-tier Squier. Like the bottom tier is really kind of doing it a disservice by saying it that way, but whatever. The bottom tier is the Sonic, Squier Sonic. Now, here's the interesting thing about that. I was going to try one today before I decided on this. I couldn't find it in the store. There is a huge difference between, other than just where it's made or how it's configured. There's a huge difference between the Sonic and the Affinity. The Sonic is a top loader. So you're not going to see ferrules, this is what they're called, on the back. They're not there because it's top load on the Sonic, which I know for a fact makes easier bending. I don't have a problem bending strings for string through, so this was fine for me. But for guys with really, I'm not going to say weak hands, but if you get a little pain when you play and you just want something, the easiest playing Telecaster you can possibly get, top load. You go top load with that. Although this is a very easy player. Yeah. But in the end, for me, yeah, this is my type of configuration. I've got my ceramic magnet pickups, which I like. I've got, for a Telecaster, I love the knurled knobs with the set screw. I absolutely prefer the block saddle over the bent steel. Uh, I do like the split shaft up here. I do prefer the single string tree. I do like the satin finish on the. Some people think this is no, no, no. It's not unfinished. If it was unfinished, it would turn green, like real fast. So you know there is a finish. It's satin urethane finish, and where body. I guess the only real knock anyone could give this is that the poplar body doesn't take to the butterscotch as well as some would like. But Squier does offer other colors. I mean, this was the one in the store. That's why, and it was on clearance. This was the one on clearance. I went for it. Yeah. And again, I don't get the 45-day return on this. I committed to this. But I liked it enough. When I plugged this in, I said, you know, this is good. This is good. And it's the first Telecaster I've ever had with that belly cut right there. So there's no weirdness with this. And the thing I can say in closing, okay, typical to, I don't know if Fenders do this, but I know the Squiers do this. When you really hit a chord hard, you're going to hear some metallic noise, which you might think is coming from up here. And sometimes that does happen. But what also happens is that there are springs holding these pickups up through this metal plate and through this black guard. What I do is my typical Telecaster setup, it's not really a setup, this is a fix for me, is I actually physically take the pickups out, I undo the screws, and then what I do is I take Teflon tape, you know, shower tape, the kind that you put on pipes, and I wrap the spring in Teflon tape, and then I will reassemble the guitar, and all that spring ring is gone. You wouldn't think those tiny little springs would actually come through. They do. They do. It depends on how hard you play, but if you take like a bandana or something like that and you mute the strings up here so they don't do that. Okay, let's just say you take care of that, but you're still hearing it and something's vibrating. I guarantee you it is the springs that are holding up the pickups. And so the fix it, you got to take it apart and okay, a little bit of Teflon tape. Now, okay, there is another way of doing this. You can use what are they called? Oh, I can't think of the name of it. They're rubber, is what they are. It's an official part from Fender, where instead of using metal springs, there's little rubber things instead. I don't like using those because they harden over time. You have to replace them eventually. It takes a long time for them to wear out, but they eventually will wear out. But with Teflon tape, you can put that on once and basically leave it there forever, and it's good. I mean, yeah, the Teflon will eventually wear out too, but it'll take way longer than those little rubber spacer things, whatever you call them. But ultimately, yeah. Sound is good, feel is good. And I played this in the store, I'm like, yeah, I'm buying this. I was wondering because it was on the website for a while, and I'm like, what am I going to buy? And then when I went and I asked about it, it's like, yeah, it's a clearance. There's no return on this. So I was like, honestly, wasn't that hard of a decision because she's good. She's good. Although if you buy one, I don't know if you want to buy like I buy. I mean, I know these guitars, so not a big deal for me, but you may want to get one with the return on it. All you have to do is just not buy it on clearance. I mean, I got this for what? $250-ish, and the regular price is $304. So, it's your choice. But I think the only thing that would really be the two determiners, this is what I'll close on, is do you want that belly cut or do you want a top loader? Tough choice. And do you like the color? Again, my phone is really not showing this how it is, so you gotta kind of go see it. So anyway, yeah, I'm a Telecaster owner again. See ya.